Good morning, everybody. I'm Ed Parcaut here with Mike Kelly. I know you're going, what? Where have you guys been for 4 days?
4 days.
Well, one of them was a holiday.
Yeah.
And the other 3 was this week.
Was this week?
Yeah, well, I was in Washington doing some remodeling.
Daddy dues.
Yeah. Helped my son redo a deck. It was already there, but they cheated and they used some really bad stuff on the deck.
So it's falling apart.
Oh, yeah. Was it ever?
And dangerous, most likely.
Well, then what they did is instead of fixing it, they decided to put
bubble gum.
No, they used regular wood for the top, and they did diagonal, which is fine, and they had painted it, not stained it, but painted it. But nobody does underneath, which you need to do the underneath.
Yeah, it can absorb moisture too.
Yeah, but they put plywood on top of it to sell the house.
Oh, Jesus.
And stained the plywood. So what does plywood do? Absorb water. And what does that also do? Keep water.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of the black ants. I think they're called carpenter ants. Yeah, because they had
chewing on that wood.
Tool belts on. That's how I knew that who they were. Yeah.
A hammer and a saw.
Yeah, exactly. And they were doing their duty, so we had to cut a lot away and rebuild it, and use the treated wood for the bottom, and then we did what we did for the top, and did a good job.
Nice.
But it was like 2.5 days. Thank goodness his friend showed up.
Yeah,
it would have been 3 full days
of just working.
Yep.
Kind of like when I go to Colorado. Yeah. Hey, did you bring your paint clothes? No. Oh, well, I need you to paint.
Well, then hire somebody for that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I always do.
You want to do your numbers real quick, and then I'll get into the other numbers?
Watch this. Right. There they are.
Wow.
We're done.
Wow, that's amazing.
905 active listings in all of Stanislaus County. That is a big one. We were in the 8s, and I thought we were increasing quite a bit. So 905. What does that mean? That means the market's going to start to turn a little bit. It doesn't mean that there's so much inventory that prices are going to drop, but it is going to slow down. Buyers are going to have some choices. The pendings have jumped back up from the 270s to 336, which was about average for the most of the year. And our closings are averaging about 276 a month at 1795 right now. So I think the latter part of this year is going to be a busier year for us realtors who have stayed in the game. That's all I got to say about that. So tell us things.
Stayed in the game.
Stayed in, we didn't go to work at Home Depot or Red Robin or something like that.
All right. What do I have? Last week inventory, which I was shocked. Actually, the week prior, I think we were up by 2,200.
Okay.
All right. And so last week, when we weren't here on Monday to talk about it, 22,070. And during that period of time, usually things slow down. That tells you a lot more people put their house on the market during that period, that week, than in a while.
Yeah.
So we're up to 853,180. I can't tell you the rest of that because I don't have access to it right this moment.
Gotcha.
But that's basically, we're still under what our average is. So in certain places, I was reading some articles how sellers are getting tired.
Are they?
They're worried about putting their house on the market. For every 100 listings, there's 19 cancellations.
Really?
Pulling their house on the market. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Well, that sucks.
And they said there was a price reduction on 29% of the homes. I'm like, that's down. Usually it's like 35% of the homes.
Yeah. Well, and the one thing it's hard to do is anticipate the change in a market until you're in the middle of that change and you realize, oh, things are changing. So, we did a price reduction, going to talk about another price reduction next week, going to do another price reduction this week. And it's, we thought we were on the market correctly, maybe a little aggressively, but correctly. And the market has told us, nay.
Where's that at?
I shall not play.
Are we talking about a certain house?
Yeah. Well, 2102 winning. Great property. And especially if you're a car tinkerer.
Or a winner.
Yeah, or a winner. You've got because you'll be on winning.
That's right.
You got a great
How
workshop.
do you know you're winning? I live
on winning. Hello. Great property, 4-bedroom, 2-bath, and it's got a car workshop in the back off the alley, which is fantastic. And it's got these built-in fluorescent lights, so when you're trying to get the body work just perfect, you can see that side.
Blinding.
Yeah. Awesome property at 475, and I guess the neighborhood isn't really cooperating.
Is or isn't?
Is not.
Yeah. Well, I think it just has to do with, I keep hearing that applications were up this week buy a whole 10%.
Oh.
Yeah, or even doesn't matter the number unless you're up 200%. I don't want to hear about it.
Yeah,
those are
because 10% of a very small number is not
a
a lot.
But how easy they can use these numbers to show how big it's up because things are just. They're there. People are able to get into a house when they want it, get some closing costs, all this other stuff. But I mean, I was talking to you before the show, and I also talked to Courtney Buford this week, and we were talking about how a lot of the deals are held together with bubble gum and duct tape right till the close. And
right.
Because we're trying to close one and we're waiting on the other side to close one. And I'm hearing, well, the underwriter wants one more payment to show that they did not, so if you co-sign for a loan, they need 12 months. Cancel check showing that, and then that doesn't affect you. Wow. Not 11, not 9, not 1.
You need 12.
You need 12. So it's not the underwriter's asking for one more. You didn't provide 12 months.
Yeah. Why would you go into something like that and say, you know what, I've got 9. They'll be okay with that.
Or I got 11.
That's a majority of the year, right?
One of the co-borrowers or co-signers has, okay, well, you need 12 months, period.
Yeah, period. End of conversation.
I mean, there's so many things that can come up.
Yeah.
I had one myself, which is a unique situation. I'm not going to get into the whole thing, but when I asked ChatGPT how rare it was, it says it's not a Bigfoot sighting rare, but it's more unicorn sighting rare.
Because now with AI, you do have Bigfoot. You got Bigfoot and you got a Yeti. Right? Have you seen those little reels with the
I've seen
AI guys?
Yeah.
They're hilarious.
Yeah.
And good on you, man, for coming up with something like that, because the stuff that they started about is awesome. I'm going to say no to restarting.
Okay. You can wait till after.
Yeah.
So I got a couple more things. Fed minutes this week.
Okay.
The problem is a few people. So the whole Fed members are divided whether or not to lower rates. Now they're pushing off the chance of a rate cut till September instead of July. And again, bottom line, we just need them to cut rates is what we need.
Yeah.
We're trying to cite tariffs. They're trying to cite a bunch of other stuff, which is not increasing. Yeah. But I understand. We talk about this. I'd rather have 2 more months of pain than go ahead and lower it. And then we're a lot of months of pain.
Right.
Because we didn't do it right.
Yeah. $15.9 billion received this month or last month with regards to the tariffs.
Right. Okay.
No, it's not working.
Yeah, it's not.
CNN doesn't want it to work.
No, but they need to. They need something because that company is about ready to go away. All right. Initial jobless claims came out. The BLS reported that initial jobless claims measured individuals filing for unemployment benefits for the first time fell slightly from 232,000 to 227,000. But you have to take this with a grain of salt because of 4th of July holiday. Yeah. A lot of people don't, if they get laid off that week, they're not actually going to go do something and get their job. They'll wait till this week.
True. Can you say salt again?
Grain of salt.
There you go.
All right. Continuing claims, which measure individuals continuing to receive benefits after getting laid off, rose to 1.97 million, which is the high and largest figure since November of 2021.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is once you get laid off, guess what? It's very difficult to find
get back
another
off.
job. Yeah. And that's why all these people are complaining about that they're getting kicked off of Medicare, all those other things, because they have to go get a job. No, they just can even volunteer. That's part of the job too. You can go volunteer at the job. Just go do something.
Go do something you like.
Yeah. So I don't have a bunch of other numbers for the week because it is Thursday and I wasn't here most of the week. For me, numbers rates are there. Rates are decent. They're not amazing. They're not horrible unless you're somebody who came into the market in 2020 and 2021.
Yeah.
Then you're like, oh man, these are the worst rates. I used to be a salesman.
Yeah. Yeah. We've all sold property in tougher days than these.
Not all.
Well,
when you said we, are inclusive of everybody that's listening to us
that is still working. And a lot of the old timers, a lot of the young timers, the only young timers they haven't really seen. This is brand new market for them.
Yeah.
So they're like, what the hell?
And,
but us old guys were just like, okay, I'll be over at Wexford's and I'll sell a couple homes.
Yeah. And if we're off today, bear with us. The equipment has been turned on for a week. We'll get it through.
It's still updating.
Yeah.
I'm at 62%.
Well, I'm just saying in general, I had no time with Rotary being this morning.
Yeah.
And having to be there to get.
I got to tell you, I was really surprised to see you.
I didn't have a choice. I needed to be there to pick up stuff.
Wine.
Yeah. Plus, I want to be there for her first meeting.
Yeah.
And then I have I'm done.
Did you see that I gave her all the slides and she recreated them all?
Yeah, she did not.
Well, her staff did.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I saw that. I was like, that was so
I just
nice
love
not
the
to
hell
see my slides anymore.
Yeah, I just love the hell you gave me. I give you all the slides, and you didn't even recreate one of them.
That's right.
I said change the dates.
I changed the birthday here and there. Had to add somebody.
Yeah. I made a couple.
All right, that's all I have for today.
Yeah, me too.
All right, everybody.
Tomorrow's Friday.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
You'll have numbers for
the state. Yeah.
Right.
I'll have a couple different numbers.
And I'll go through and get everything that I missed the week, and we'll rehash it.
There we go.
All right, everybody, make it a great day. And if you need anything, reach out. Thanks, Mike.
And if you remember, while you're driving down McHenry, yell Yahoo!
Why?
I don't know. Just McHenry's crazy.
Why?
I was driving back from someplace the other morning, about 7 o'clock in the morning, up McHenry, and everybody's crawling out of the woodwork, and they're trying to cross the street. That new
walking people,
that freedom of walking act that our Governor Newsom thought was so great to be able
you mean to walk in front of people?
Yeah. They're not even looking.
Right. Let's move on. We'll be here for another half hour.
I hit 3. Bye.
All right, make it a great day. Bye. Talk to you tomorrow.
Out.